Welcome to Kiran Study Hub. Please subscribe to my channel in the YouTube. Hello students, let us continue the chapter Opposition to British rule in Karnataka and Wodeyars of Mysore. In this video, let us study about topics such as Dondiya Wag, Kittur Rani Chennamma, Sangolli Rayana, Rebellion of Amarasulya, Surapura Venkatappa Nayaka, Veerappa of Koppal, and Rebellion of Halagali Bedas. Dondiya Wag. Dondiya was born in a Maratha family of Channagiri. He was called the Wag, the tiger, due to his bravery. Wag means tiger in Marathi language. In 1779, he worked as a cavalry soldier in Hyder Ali's army, and because of his efficiency and merit, he grew up to the position of a military general. He also built his own private army and fought along with Tipu Sultan, but later, due to differences with the Tipu Sultan, he was imprisoned. But later British released him from the jail after 4th Anglo-Mysore War. Later he built a small army and he organized the army with unhappy soldiers of Tipu's army and feudatory rulers who had lost power. Initially he captured Bidunur and Shivamogga forts. Lord Wellesley tried to check this rebellion. First, the British attacked Shivamogga, Honnali, Harihara, which was controlled by Dondiya. Because of the British attack, Dondiya lost his base. Then Dondiya ran away towards Goti, which was controlled by Nizam of Hyderabad. When Nizam's army attacked Goti, Dondiya ran towards the regions of Marathas. When the Maratha army attacked him, he came to Karnataka. Many unhappy Palegars and French at Mahe of Malabar supported, and they extended their support to Dondiya. But again British attacked Dondiya. Because of this attack, many followers of Dondiya were killed. Lord Wellesley decided to end the adventures of Dondiya Wag. Hence British requested the help of local rulers. But again Dondiya was successful in recapturing Shikaripura fort, but again later he was scattered by British army again. Now the British tried to defeat the army of Dondiya, which used to move in the area between Tungabhadra river and Malaprabha river. They attacked him from all the directions. But finally, when he was caught in between Maratha army and Nizam's army, the British attacked him near Yellappa Peravi and killed him at Konagal. With the death of Dondiya, the followers of Dondiya scattered. Finally, the British captured large scale of arms and ammunitions. Rebellion of Kittur. The British brought a rule, which is denying the right of adopted children over the throne. The British introduced this rule without any legal support even before Dalhousie implementing the Doctrine of Lapse in 1848. The rule is the adopted children doesn't have right or authority over the throne. Such kingdoms have to be transferred to British. Later, Kittur became the victim of this policy. Kittur is a region lies between Dharwad and Belagavi, and the king of the Kittur was Mallasarja. After the death of the Mallasarja, his son Shivalinga Rudra Sarja took over the administration of Kittur. But due to failing health of Shivalinga Rudra Sarja, his mother Rani Chennamma had to take care of day-to-day administration. During Shivalinga Rudra Sarja's rule, Shivalinga Rudra Sarja supported the British during Maratha War. As a result, British entered into an agreement with Kittur. This agreement was entered during the times of Thomas Munro. But later, Shivalinga Rudra Sarja died. After death of Shivalinga Rudra Sarja, Chennamma adopted a boy named Shivalingappa and started ruling Kittur as Queen Regent. Then, Thackeray was a collector and political agent of British in Dharwad. Thackeray sent a report to Governor of Bombay and attempted to take over Kittur kingdom under the rule. Later, Chennamma considered war as inevitable. In the battle, Thackeray was shot dead and many British were taken as prisoners of war. Again, later The British attacked the Kittur again under leadership of Colonel Deek. The army fought the battle bravely. Chennamma attempted to flee from the battlefield, but she was captured by the British army, and Chennamma and others were imprisoned at Bailahongala fort. Later, Queen Chennamma passed away in the prison, and she has remained an ideal person till today. Sangolli Rayana. Sangolli Rayana was a brave soldier. He fought for the independence of Kittur and felt it was his duty to liberate his motherland. Sangolli Rayana fought against British and he was imprisoned along with Rani Chennamma. But later, Sangolli Rayana was released by the British. Sangolli Rayana developed a sense of nationalism and went on organizing an army. He organized secret meetings at sensitive places. He aimed at looting the treasury and taluk office of the British. He also organized an army of 500 men. The British thought that Rayana was being instigated by Rani Chennamma. Hence they shifted Chennamma to Kusagal prison from Bailahongala. Now the British devised a cunning strategy to capture Rayana. The British encouraged Desais who were opposing Rani Chennamma. An Amaldar named Krishnaraya joined hands with them. Thus Rayana was cunningly captured and brought down to Dharwad. Many of his soldiers surrendered after the arrest of Sangolli Rayana. Later, Sangolli Rayana was declared as a main offender and was hanged to death at Nandagad on 26 January in 1831. Rebellion of Amarasulia. This rebellion was basically a farmers' rebellion. This rebellion needs to be understood in the backdrop of political situations prevalent in coastal Karnataka and Kodagu. The British dethroned the ruler of Kodagu, Chikka Veera Rajendra of Haledi dynasty in 1834. Later, Chikka Veera Rajendra was transferred to Vellore through Bengaluru and later to Kashi. This incident created political instability in Kodagu. Swami Aparampara, Kalyana Swami, Puttabasappa organized a rebellion against this. All the three declared that they were part of Haledi dynasty that ruled Kodagu. Now Swami Aparampara assumed the leadership of the rebellion, but later he was captured in 1834 and shifted to Bengaluru. Similarly, Kalyana Swami was captured in 1837 and he was placed in Mysuru prison. The people of Lower Kodagu continued the rebellion after the capture of Kalyana Swami. Sulya, Bellere, Puttur, the major places of Kannada region were part of Amarasulya. It is interesting to note that a farmer named Puttabasappa presented himself as Kalyana Swami. Later, the same Puttabasappa presented himself as Swami Aparampara. This tells you the fluid nature of the rebellion. Later, Puttabasappa took over the leadership of the rebellion. The rebellion started in the hilly region and later Puttabasappa organized the rebels. And Puttabasappa declared that if the rebel government comes to power or assumes power, the tax on tobacco and salt will be withdrawn. And the rich farmers, landowners and local chieftains were assured of this move. Because of this assurance, the rich farmers, landowners and local chieftains supported the Puttabasappa. Puttabasappa and rebels first captured the government office in Bellere. Later, Puttabasappa killed an Amaldar who was known for his brutality. This incident further increased the popularity of Puttabasappa and also intensified the rebellion. The rebels later decided to march towards Mangaluru and capture it. Now the rebels marched towards Mangaluru through Pane Mangaluru and Bandwal, and they also looted the treasury and prison of Bandwal. Now the British sought the army of Talacheri, Kannanur and Bombay to suppress this uprising. On hearing this development, Puttabasappa and his associates fled towards Sulya. But later British captured all of them with the help of people in Kodagu. Later Puttabasappa, Lakshmappa, Kedambadi Ramaya Gowda and others were hanged to death. Though the rebellion failed, it has an important place in the history of rebellions against the British. Surapura. Surapura is at 50 kilometers from the present-day Yagi district of Karnataka. During the reign of Nizam of Hyderabad and Marathas, it became a vassal state. Here, vassal state means a subordinate state which is controlled by a bigger state or bigger kingdom. Later, most of the territory was lost and Surapura remained restricted to a smaller territory. During the reign of Venkatappa Nayaka, it raised a flame of rebellion against the British. Venkatappa Nayaka came to the throne after the death of his father Krishna Nayaka. He came to the throne at a very early age, but his ascendance to throne was opposed by Krishna Nayaka's brother Pedda Nayaka. This resulted in internal struggle. Now British got an opportunity to interfere in the administration of Surapura. So in 1842, British appointed Madras Taylor as their British resident, and British gained proxy power over Surapura. British appointed Madras Taylor as the British resident in Surapura. Madras Taylor was a reformist. He developed Surapura princely state. Pedda Nayaka was appointed as a Diwan of the Surapura state. Madras Taylor conducted the land survey of the kingdom. The revenue of the state increased due to the measures implemented by Madras Taylor. He also took measures to educate Venkatappa Nayaka. Later, Venkatappa Nayaka came to power in 1853. The British government was observing the various developments of Surapura. In 1857, it came to the notice of British government that the representatives of Nana Sahib were present in Surapura. This made the British suspicious of King's intentions. The British appointed an officer named Campbell to report on various activities of the king. The officer submitted a report to the resident of Hyderabad that the king is involved in maladministration. Finally, the British army captured Surapura in 1858. But there is confusion regarding Venkatappa Nayaka's end. And Venkatappa Nayaka is usually presented as the leader of 1857 revolt in Karnataka by many historians. Veerappa of Koppal. Koppal and surrounding regions were administered by Nizam of Hyderabad. The Nizam of Hyderabad exploited the zamindars of Koppal and the surrounding regions. This enraged few zamindars who rebelled against the Nizam, and one of the zamindar was Veerappa. The Veerappa rebelled against the British and occupied the fort of Koppal and other forts in the vicinity. Many farmers and zamindars supported the Veerappa against the British. Now the British contacted the Nizam and employed their army to defeat Veerappa. Since Veerappa had very less soldiers, he died while fighting the army of the British. Finally, the British captured back the fort of Koppal. Though this rebellion was short-lived one, Veerappa proved himself to be a good warrior. A rebellion of Wodeyars of Halagali. Halagali is a small village of Mudhol Taluk of Bagalkote district. This was part of the Mudhol Principality. In 1857, British banned the usage of weapons. The Bedas, who always kept guns as part of their customs, were good hunters. They rebelled against the British when they were asked to surrender their firearms. The Bedas of Manturu, Alagundi and neighboring villages joined Halagali Bedas. Finally, the British army entered Halagali village to suppress this rebellion, and they suppressed the Bedas in an inhuman way, and all the rebels were hanged to death. Thank you.